Another artist that you guys play on Crank Radio that I love and I've had the fortune to meet and interview a couple times was DJ Kool. And of course, he blew up also, was very successful. But to me, and you guys played on episode 3, The Music Ain't Loud Enough, which is my favorite DJ Kool song. So for him, he does a little bit of different musically, blending go-go with rap in a different way with sampling and break beats and all these different things that he does. So for you guys, what is the magic that DJ Kool, how has he been able to keep doing things over and over and over again?
I'm going to say Kool had a formula coming out the gate, and Kool is definitely, a visionist. And his vision of creating a DJ rapper with a go-go influence and an imprint of Washington, D.C. has been his footprint, his blueprint the whole entire time. And that's what you're getting today. You're getting authentic DJ Kool. And it works. When I say it works every time.
And then I think too is that when Kool came up as a DJ, like I said, he was right there with the birth of go-go popping off and hip hop popping off in the DJ culture of hip hop popping off. So he was able to experience kind of like all of that at the same time, and then he was able to, infuse all of that into, him being a DJ and, and the way that he was rocking. Once he started making records, he was able to take that same energy and capture that, on records, even with him recording some of his songs, live, just to make sure that they, kept that feel. So, I think he was, definitely one of the first to figure out how to, take or make the formula to mesh, both of those worlds together, still keep it authentic so that the core go-go community would love it. But make it appealing to the rest of the world as well. And Kool, that's right there. I go out with Kool sometimes as well. He is loved all over the world. Like it's amazing to me. When we're here at home, it's a different kind of feel. But the way that he gets received and so many other different places and how people respond to his music and his songs, and I rock with him on stage at his shows and stuff like that. It's incredible. So, definitely salute the ump right there.
Yeah,
DJ Kool.
Yeah. So Soren, whenever there is a soundbite from DJ Kool, whenever I'm watching TV or watching the Super Bowl or anything like that, I'm like, yo, you on? We have this, this laugh, and he say, yeah, thanks, champ. We working. But one of the biggest things for me that was incredible to somebody, out of our culture, it was on Jeopardy. And it was like, so who was DJ Kool? And I was just tripped out over that right there. Mm-hmm. So he's definitely a trailblazer, for our culture.
Absolutely. And as we all are big fans of Chuck Brown, it was great when they did the Block Party record, because one thing that Chuck had told me over the years was how important for him and the Soul Searchers to have the live musicianship and the live instruments beyond the percussion. So with Block Party, we got to see Chuck playing the guitar in the video and doing all that alongside of DJ Kool with what he was bringing, and then the video was cool too at the same time. So just to have that combination, taking it all the way back to like the 79 era, Bustin' Loose, bringing it up with DJ Kool and seeing them together was real special to me, at least. But with Crank Radio also, in addition to the Marion Barry, you guys had like Hollywood Breeze. You have different interviews that you slice in to do the educational component of not only go-go history, the music, but some of the things around it. So how and why did you guys have the idea to do that for your show?
Well, in support of everybody's amazing stories, like Daryl Brooks, Gerald Scott, CD Enterprises, and the birth of Tiger Flower, and how the whole Capitol Center Go-Go Live came about. Like, there's some incredible stories that we have, some backstage stories about how that whole piece came about. And that was not the first edit of GoGo Live. You know what I mean? Like, we have that story. Also their fight to get stagehands into the union, in support of getting technicians, you know, in the union, supporting the culture through their platform. Like, some of those stories are amazing, and it's a part of Washington D.C.'s culture, but it's also a part of those OGs, what you call them, the crank OGs, what they envision to one day support workforce development with, you know, a lot of the skill sets that these folks had, you know. And I salute Daryl and Gerald and Curl, CD Enterprises, on what their vision, you know, has been for GoGo and all of their accomplishments. But it set the, you know, the pathway for folks like me and Rico and so many others to keep the torch alive and keeping the music alive.
Which brings me to an interesting question, in the sense that we've been and are still in the pandemic with COVID-19, and GoGo, as we all three know, thrives on the live performance and being at the GoGo. So what effect have you seen, and how is GoGo kind of navigating through COVID, and what steps is it taking so, you know, it can sustain itself in this time?
It's adapted. You know, they've done, you know, like kind of like virtual concerts. You know, they've, you know, had some, I guess, some of the towns or places that you can actually have concerts. You know, some of the bands have actually gone and you know, done shows there. So, I mean, of course, it's had an impact on everybody. You know what I mean? But for that market, I mean, they pretty much, you know, they've adapted. They've adjusted. You know, it's been a big adjustment period for anybody that's in the, you know, the live performance market. You know, but, you know, just as usual, you know, I mean, GoGo is always, you know, going to adapt, evolve, and keep on moving. You know, that's why it's called GoGo.
Keeps going. Going and going and going.
As it does. And then on episode 1 of Crank Radio, you guys had the thing about Club U, shouting out Club U, which I've been to, right next to Howard. That was saw many beautiful things there, as y'all know. But the other thing that always amazed me about GoGo, especially as a kid, looking at the newspaper and the television, was there was so much crime and murder going on in DC, yet all these clubs and all these concerts were so vibrant at the same time. So how do you guys think, looking back at it, that the music was able to survive this like crazy amount of violence that was happening in DC when we were growing up?
I really think, Soren, it was really about the music. You know what I'm saying? Outside of whatever was happening in certain neighborhoods that found its way to wherever the happening spot was, it was always about the music, not about what was happening, you know, with different beefs or whatever the case may be, you know. And then when those two find itself in the same space, you know, then it's automatic, don't hit the news. You know what I'm saying? But the music has survived every decade, and it's still surviving right now. So I'm going to say, you know, it's a testament of the heart and soul of Washington D.C.'s fabric, which is GoGo music. It's kept it alive.
Yeah, because I remember in the Washington Post, it'd be like, this club is shut down, this club is not allowing GoGo, but at the same time, it was more popular than ever, and it kept getting bigger, and that, you know, was a beautiful thing to experience. And there were so many clubs, and we've mentioned 5 or 6 that did it, as well as the Capitol Center, which was the biggest venue. But it always just amazed me that every show I went to was like, there were so many people there. And, you know, for Rare Essence, Trouble Funk, Chuck Brown, it didn't matter. People had seen them maybe 100 times, and they were still coming. So for you guys, as people who have been to, participated in Shorty as a GoGo artist, like how do you find, or why did that 100th show feel as exciting as the 3rd show for somebody?
Oh man, it's go-go. Like, you know, Rick had mentioned, it's like starting a car engine. You know, when it get revving, like you ready to, you know, go to second to third, you know, the fourth, then break it down for the halftime and go back to second. You know what I'm saying? And it's passion driven. You know, and for me, you know, I feed what feeds me, and you know, what actually brought me into the entertainment business, or you know, wanted to learn more. It was the sound of the city. Um, and again, it's the heartbeat. It's the fabric of Washington D.C. And you know, I'm blessed to be a part of it and still be in the game. Um, and I'm excited, you know, to be up for every challenge about a new go-go record or a new feature or a new concept supporting sustaining the music.
Okay, gotcha. All right, and then with the fact of go-go covering so many songs, and then rappers covering go-go songs, when you guys, like Overnight Scenario, for instance, with Jay-Z, like, how does that, beyond the legal stuff, but how as a community do you guys see that rappers using, incorporating stuff that the rest of the world may not know is really a go-go song? How does that drive, affect, or help push, motivate the community?
I think it all helps, Soren. I think, you know, for me, songs are created from other songs or inspired from other songs. You know what I'm saying? I think what inspired Jay-Z, you know, to create his version of that record was he was inspired that it was something in that song. It's something in the beat, in the break beat, the chant or whatever. So another version was created or inspired. You know what I mean? So I use the word inspired, you know what I'm saying? Because in American history, every song is birthed from another song. And it continues with go-go. Go-go is a part of a lot of records that folks are just totally unaware of. And that still keeps the culture and keeps the genre alive each time that, you know, someone is inspired, you know, to add it into their flavor. You know what I mean? So I think it's definitely a win-win for all parties, you know?
Okay. And with that, with Crank Radio, how do you guys come up with your themes for each episode? Because you've had several different themes, and I've noticed every episode is a little bit different in that regard.
Honestly, it just kind of happens. You know what I mean? Like we just kind of approach, you know, each week, you know, going into it. There's certain ones if it's, you know, a specific, artist or a specific topic or theme or you know, person that we want to focus on, then of course we'll, you know, tailor, you know, the show around that, you know, per se. Like we just got over Valentine's weekend, so everything was around love and go-go, you know what I mean? So all of the songs that had anything to do with that, you know, that's what we, you know, put into that particular show. But a lot of times, you know, I mean, it's called the Crank Radio Show. We just trying to crank, you know what I mean? So if it's, you know, cranking music or, you know, whatever, it's hot. We just want to play it.
Yeah, we crank all over the world, son.
Yeah. Gotta work the walls, right?
Say what?
There it is. All right. Well, man, I really appreciate you guys coming through. Shorty Corleone, Rico Anderson to Unique Access Entertainment. Everybody check out Crank Radio, Sirius XM channel 141, Saturday nights from 9 to 10 p.m. If you haven't already, and catch it again on Sunday night at the same time. So how can people get in touch with you guys individually and for Crank Radio?
Well, check out crankdc.com. You can send your information. There's a registration tab and page on the Crank DC site. And for me on IG at Real Shorty Corleone. Yeah.
Okay. And then if we also, you know, have artists that submit their go-go remixes, DJ that submit their remixes or mixes of go-go, or anything Crank Radio related. You can reach us at crankradioinfo@gmail.com. I can be reached at Real Rico Anderson on IG, Rico Anderson on Facebook, and DJ Rico Anderson on Twitter. Yeah. Hey, Soren, I kind of wanted to say one more thing, if it was possible. I was looking for a way to segue into it, though. As far as like with the future of go-go or ways that it's spread out, actually, Shorty helped me, and then I ended up collaborating with Kid Capri, and we put out the first go-go drum pack through Native Instruments. So a lot of the producers, they use machine, and they get their sounds and they loops. They've never had, where you could actually get go-go loops. So we actually came up with the very first one and presented it. So, people go to sounds.com, through Native Instruments, they can, check that out. And that's a way for other people in other places to actually, take some of the sounds and the elements of, real authentic go-go players playing the instruments, on the pads or whatever, and adding their flavor to, go-go or their spin of it, you know what I mean? And that's the way, to me, that I think that it helps the whole genre, spread all the way across the board. So, just with that, that's a whole nother, like, actually when it was released, it never even had a tab for go-go because it never was a place for it, but they have every other kind of, genre. So, I think that's, just a little tidbit that, we can put out there, just so folks know about that too as well. We've made it to that platform.
There it is, y'all. Well, I really appreciate you guys coming through the Unique Access, and keep it going. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Soren. Yes, sir.
In the beginning, hip-hop was ruled by the East Coast. Then the West Coast rose to prominence thanks to gangster rap.
Straight out of Compton, crazy motherfucker named Ice Cube.
Hip-hop changed the world. Gangster rap changed the narrative.
I'm representing for the gangsters all across the world.
And then changed the world again.
Cause I'll come and take your life away.
The history of gangster rap features unheard stories, unseen photos and documents, all with exclusive interviews from the founders and players who shaped gangster rap.
I think a real gangster rapper has to scare you a little bit.
The history of gangster rap, written by veteran rap journalist Soren Baker. In stores now.
Yo, what up? This is DJ Quick. Be sure to pick up my homeboy Soren Baker's book, The History of Gangster Rap, if you really want to know what we do.